Hello folks, I'm going to give you a quick lesson on the circle of fifths. First let me go to this description right here because this lays out the circle of fifths and it also shows the musical theory behind it. And what it means is this. The C is at the top, and the reason is because the C has no sharps or flats in it. If you go in this direction, it means that if you go from the C to the G, it takes 5 steps, be 5 white keys on the piano to get to the next step. So C, D, E, F, G. G, A, B, C, D. D, E, F, G, A. So just like that, it's going to continue on around the wheel. Then in addition to that, we have in the inside, we have the relative minors. And you'll note that it'll go in the same direction. You go A, B, C, D, E, E, F, G, A, B. Those are fifths as well. For what it's worth, if we go in this direction, we're actually going to go in fourths. But I don't want to get caught down in the weeds on that just yet. I just want you to see this, and I want you to understand that the musical theory behind this is the fact that C happens to have no sharps or flats in it, whereas the adjacent chords, F, for example, has, it's in there, you'll see it has a flat. It has a flat in it. Likewise, you'll see that a G chord has a sharp. And as you go in this direction, you'll see that as you're going in that direction and you're going up these increments, 2 sharps, 3 sharps, 4 sharps, 5 sharps, and 6 sharps. And then the same thing in this direction, you're going to have extra flats, and that's the reason why we go in this direction. You're just increasing the number of sharps and flats. Now let's get out of this and go to this chart. And I've made this simple, and the reason I've done that is because if I take all this out of here, you'll notice that what this chart does is this chart goes in this direction, C to G. What I've done is I've made the chart go in this direction from C to G. And the reason for that is I just think it's a little bit easier to understand. But what I want you to get out of this is to note that if you go in this direction, you're going 5 chords up or 5 notes. If you go in this direction, you're going 4. So if somebody calls out and says the song is in G and it's a 1-4-5, what does that tell you? That tells you that what we're going to do is have a song that is going to be in the key of C. The 4 chord is going to be over here, is going to be the G. The 5 chord over here is, the 4 chord over here is the F, and the 5 chord over here is the G. All right, that works all the way around. If the song's in the key of E, and the band leader says we're going to do a 1-4-5 in E, what he's really saying is we're going in that direction, which is 4. And then we're going to go in this direction, which is the 5. So if you count up E and you go up 4, and then you'll see that you'll go to the A, and then if you count one more, it'll go to the B. So that's a pattern that you'll see everywhere. Relative minor. Let's talk about that. And what that means is that if you have a song here, you'll notice that if you have the song and you play a C, and you go over here to the G, you go over to the F, and you're using those as basically your chords. If you want to get some variety, you're going to go down here to your relative minor. The musical theory behind this is because the relationship between the C and the A minor is that really only one note changes to make a C to an A minor, or from an A minor to a C. That applies across the board. So, for example, with a G, it's only one there's a note that's different. Of course, there's only one note that makes the difference between going between a G and a G minor too. But we'll get into that a little bit later also. Okay, I'm going to make this lesson here the end of part 1 because YouTube will only allow us to load a certain amount.